Keep up with us online by liking the ZTV Sports Report on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at ZTV Sports, and check out our YouTube page, ZTV Sports, to see our latest videos.
Welcome back to the ZTV Sports Report. Once again, I'm Bridget Linton. Oh yeah, and this guy over here, this is my co-host, Parker Smith.
Whoa there, Bridget. I may be shorter than you, but you can't just look past me like that.
You also can't look past for what's to come for the last part of our show.
But first, you can check out all of our ZTV shows in high definition on Campus Cable Channel 45.1. Lights, Camera, Akron at 2:30 and 8.
Akron After Hours airs daily at 3:30 and 9, and Goofing Off airs at 4 and 9:30.
Last semester, we began our new Coach's Corner segment, and now we give you a look at the best moments from last semester.
Welcome to the Coach's Corner segment. I'm Chris Kuhn. Joined alongside me today is the head coach of the Akron volleyball team, head coach Ron Arentz. Coach, how you doing today?
Hey, thanks. Doing great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Glad to have you on. And we'll just start right off. You know, you come into Akron in 2008, and you've been here ever since. How's your time in Akron been so far?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's the Akron community, the Midwest community is a place that I've called home. Most recently, obviously, moving to Akron. Originally from the West Coast, I've been able to have opportunities to live in different parts of the country, and the Midwest feels like a great place, and happy to call it home.
And what's been your most memorable moment so far at Akron?
As far as the program is concerned, the whole process has been memorable. Seeing the young athletes that we've seen through the years come through and see the development and the steps that the program has taken within conference has been just one big memorable experience.
And speaking of memorable moments, the Akron volleyball program is closing into 700 victories. What does that mean as a program?
You know, the Akron program has been around a long time. As when I first got into the community, touching base after having spent time in the South for about 2 years, reconnecting with the contacts that I've had up here, having Akron out in through the recruiting and promoting the program, it's been great, and it just reaffirms that the history and the commitment that the university has made towards having female athletics and obviously a volleyball program.
Now, Coach, I asked Coach Croft this last episode. I got to ask you this: are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter.
And are you one of those compulsive tweeters, or are you kind of, not a big tweeter? Coach Croft said he's kind of a tweener when it comes to tweeting.
I don't know if I'm quite a tweener yet. I've been using it as a source of news. Following some of my players and so forth. That word gets out a lot quicker. And so I use it that way. I really don't use it for my own expressions more than following others and getting the information out there.
Now, can Zips fans follow you?
Yes.
Okay, and where can they follow you at?
Coach Ron Arentz.
Okay. I'm Chris Kuhn, and joining me today on the Coach's Corner segment is the head coach of the women's soccer team, head coach Vernon Kraft. Coach, how you doing today?
Good. Now, Coach, since we last talked, it's been kind of a rough season for you and the team, losing 7 in a row. What positives have you taken from this season so far?
I think the positives is that the players are continuing to move forward. The last time we talked about how they were still trying to learn a new system and a new style of play. I think we're at the point now where this is our system, this is our style of play, and the girls have done a fantastic job of buying into it, and we're continuing to move forward. I know the results haven't been showing that compared to the beginning of the year. I think the last time we talked, we were sitting at 4-2 at that point. But I think those are the positives, that they've all bought into what we're trying to do as a coaching staff.
As I look at the wins and losses, Coach, I noticed that the last 5 games have been 1-goal losses. How frustrating can that be sometimes?
Oh, it's incredibly frustrating. After Sunday's loss to Kent State in double overtime, by a goal, we all visited in the locker room and just talked about how frustrating it is. And this is probably the most snake-bitten team I've ever been a part of coaching. And it's tough. It's very tough. You get a lot of emotional players and even staff members that are pulling their hair out trying to figure out what's going to be that solution. But the best thing about this group of players is that they're fighters and they haven't quit yet. So we'll find our way.
Even with the team struggling right now, do you feel as a coach it's always important to stay consistent with your coaching philosophy and not really change it up a bit?
Yeah, if you start as a coach, if you start changing things up, then it starts looking like you're trying to find a different way of winning, that the way that you believe isn't the right way, that the way that the players have been successful in isn't the right way. And that's not the impression we want to give our players. We want to give our players the impression that they're good, they're quality, that we're going to move forward, that things are going to be fine, that we're going to win our way. We're not going to be forced into somebody else's way to win.
Senior Ashley, who so far this season has 7 goals, how important has she been to the team this season?
She's been great. You know, she got 17 points on the season. In her first 3 years, she only had 11 points. So she's really embraced all the changes. And I think the biggest changes are that we're a much more attacking-minded team, a much more attacking-oriented team. And so she's really prospered.
Joining us once again on the Coach's Corner is head volleyball coach Ron Arenz. Coach, welcome back to the show. Glad to have you on.
Thanks, Chris. Glad to be here.
Okay, Coach, and just getting right into it, a pretty big turnaround this season from last season in the win column. What's been the difference maker from last season to now?
I'd certainly put maturity as probably the top thing for us. Obviously, the returning players, we had a strong core that came back, a number of players that had the experiences over the last couple of years playing together, and with this being their last season, it's basically their last pomp and circumstance, and the team is playing with a purpose.
And Coach, when we first talked, your team was just getting into the season. Now you're gearing up for tournament play. What's been the one constant between you and your team all season?
We've been talking about the process. It's been a process from the beginning, and it continues to be a process. And coaching the players with that in mind gives them an opportunity to use each week as a benchmark and gauge where they were at, where they are now, and where they want to be. And we've kept that theme throughout the course of the season, knowing that we weren't going to win all of them, but we were certainly going to work on our process, improve in each piece of our game, and it's proven to work.
Now you guys have the first winning season since 2003 this season. What does that mean to you as a coach and into the program as well?
Well, first of all, it comes down to our players and the quality student athletes that we've brought in. We are constantly working on improving them on and off the field, and their work has been monumental. And as a coach, it's rewarding to see our student athletes really enjoying their experience.
Okay, Coach, thanks for coming on. I'm glad to have you on once again.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, and that wraps another edition of the Coach's Corner. A big thanks to Coach Arenz once again for joining us today. I'm Chris Kuhn.
That'll do it for this edition of the ZTV Sports Report. Remember to join us next time as we recap the men's basketball matchup with Bowling Green and the women's team takes on Ball State.
We'll see if the Zips can keep the nation's longest winning streak and if the women can stay in the hunt in the MAC East.
From the entire ZTV Sports family, thanks for watching.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.